Right. There we go. Let's just move this here. Let's go ahead and say hello to everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. Let me just share my screen and then we'll get started. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Let's see who we've got in the house. Carrie, good morning. David, good morning. Omar, good morning. Zen Master, Ivano, Ed, Deanna, Robert, Wardog, Pat, Penny, Jill, Rick, Michael, Dave, Dr. Serena, good morning. My actuary, Dennis, Rick, Wade, Brian, good morning, Brian. I hope you had a nice weekend. Kenneth, let's see. We got David. We got Robert. We got Daniel. We got JJ. Louie. Louie's in the house. Roddy, good morning. I haven't heard from you in a few days, Roddy. Hope everything is good. Nathan, JB, um, M- Mul, a Mulfo. I'll get it. I'll get it. Mulfo. A Mulf. I gotta get the pronunciation of your name right, but I'll get it. Armulfo. I think it's Armulfo. Donna. Oh, let me let the cat out real quick. 1 second. Come on, Mia. Out. There you go. All right, I'm back. We got Kirk. We got, thank you, Don. We got Kirk, Duzzy, CJ, Ali, Henry, good morning. RPJ. Boy, we got a lot of people here. Mont, Infinitely, Darren, Caroline, Don, Ricky, Sassy Trainer, Tanya, Todd, Delroy, Delbert, Dave, Dr. Serena. Look at that. Crossed 100. Ooh, yeah. Jesse, Ed, Frankie, Elizabeth, Carlos, good morning. Arnolfo. I'll get it right, Carlos. You keep doing that and I'll get it right. It's also not easy for me to see. The monitor is like 2 feet away from me. My eyes are just not as great as they used to be. Moondog is in the house. Moondog, I hope things are moving in the right direction, Moondog. Rachel Scott, Eagle Beagle. Good morning, Eagle. Here is my email address. Oops. For anybody who has a trading question. Good. I'm glad to hear that, Roddy. Tom is in the house. CJ, Steve, good morning. People are coming in hot. I like that. So, folks, real quick, Cam White and Gustavo, the Cam and Gustavo show from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cam is in the middle of moving, or he was supposed to be moving from this weekend. So, moving is very stressful. Please give the guy a break. The next day or so may be a little tough for him, but customer service live from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cam and Gustavo show. You really can't afford to miss out on that. Good morning, Richard from Florida, from Punta Gorda. I like that. Good morning, Rochelle, Bancroft, Dylan. Still got a lot of people coming in. And also, aside from the Cam and Gustavo show, I'll be in the VIP room today at 11 a.m. Uh, Here is my link, and I'll be talking about the VWAP squeeze and the VWAP pinch. That's what we're going to be talking about today, quite a bit in the VIP room. That's a program we're launching on Friday. If you guys took the CrowdStrike trade that we gave in the pit on Friday, that was from that indicator. It was also on the Pro Trader dashboard, but the daily I got from the pro from the pinch, the VWAP pinch, which is really cool. So let's share, and if you guys have not subscribed to my Telegram channel, here is the link for that. Okay. So everybody, please feel free to subscribe to my Telegram channel. We give a lot of goodies in there. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Rise. Hope everybody is doing well. Jason, good morning. So let's talk about the market today. As you guys can see here, the NASDAQ is up about 46 points, which is still very random, and the Dow's up 27 points today. What is the biggest catalyst we have to focus on today? Can anybody answer that question real quickly before we begin? Can anybody answer that question? What is the biggest catalyst that we have to pay attention to today, and why we do this every morning with you guys? Can anybody answer that question? What is the biggest catalyst today? Let me show you what the biggest catalyst today is. We have three. One, two, and three. Three big catalysts, pre-market movers. The first thing I always look at when I wake up in the morning, the first thing is overnight data. What are the futures doing overnight? And then the second thing I look at is what stocks came out with news. What stocks came out with news? No, Rochelle, no. I said this morning. I didn't say this week. I said this morning. The biggest factors that are driving the market this week is when you see FANG stocks or the top market cap stocks in the news. Whenever you see the top market cap stocks in the news, that's what's driving the market. Whenever you see Intel, Microsoft, ADI, and MCHP, which are right now really big because of the whole AI revolution. Remember, what's been driving the market lately? AI, right? Tech and AI. What's in question? Microsoft got downgraded. Intel got got a little boost because they may be taking over Qualcomm. ADI and MCHP got downgraded. Microsoft down for the day. It's offset. So the first thing we got to pay attention to is right here. Right here. This is the first thing, and it happens to be the last thing on the page that we look at. And that's one of the reasons why the first thing I look at in the morning is pre-market movers and overnight data. What's the first thing you should be looking at? What moved overnight? What got upgraded and downgraded? If you see FANG stocks, if you see the market cap, which is like 20% of QQQ, I could assure you this is going to be very influential to the market this morning. Market cap. Remember, we live in a market capitalized world. Not all stocks are equal. So if you see Microsoft, Intel, ADI, and MCHP, and Palantir too, and GM. I didn't even want to get into GM, but GM too. That's a car company. That's a blue chip right there. And KDP is a blue chip. So you have a lot of turbulence here. You have this one upgraded, this one downgraded. Intel is going to offset the losses from ADI and MCHP. You got Microsoft right here. Right here. The first, no, Kirk. I didn't say this week. I said this morning. I was very, very clear. I said, what's driving the market this morning, today, right now? This right here and this right here. The first thing, what do you do in the first thing in the morning when you wake up? You look at futures. You look at what futures is doing. Here, you go to this page right here. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. Good morning, Ray. You go right here to this page. Doesn't cost a thing. Here. Okay. Right there. Okay. So keep in mind, the first thing you want to look at is what fundamentals are impacting the market this morning. And you'll see that right here. Right here. And you'll also see it baked into the market right here. Okay. All right. What are the news this week that are driving the market? Now let's back up a little bit. What's driving the market this week? Look at that. Almost 300 people in 8 minutes. I like that. We got a lot of Fed speakers this week. We've got Goolsby, Kashkari, Bostic, Michael Barr. All of them are speaking this week. Is it going to be that much? You find it, Kirk, on the first page of bar chart. You go right here. You look. Right here. You click here, and it's all the way at the bottom. Right here. See that? And it's free. Doesn't cost anything. Doesn't cost a thing. You're just trying to see what's going on in the morning. It's like a wake-up call, you know? And futures. And I gave you the page for both of them. And this is in real time. You don't have to worry about this being updated. Even if it's a little bit delayed, it's fine. You don't have to worry about this very much. Just want to get a broad sense of what the futures are doing, okay? So as far as Fed data, we got a lot of Fed speakers. Is what they're going to say going to be very instrumental? No, we just had the Fed make a move, and we have GDP this week. Now, is this GDP going to be very instrumental? No, it's not. It's a revision. Agreed, Carlos. Agreed. This is a revision of a previous GDP. This is not going to be as impactful as a raw GDP score, okay? So just giving you heads up. All right. Not as impactful. The big news is going to be personal income and outlays. Okay. Um, Here, remember how you guys were getting me last week and asking me, why does the Fed announce this here? Why does the Fed announce this here? Why don't they just do it here? And I said I don't have an answer for you. Well, here it's the same thing here. Look at consumer sentiment. Why on earth would they put consumer sentiment Friday at 10 a.m. instead of right next to consumer confidence, which is coming out? Wouldn't it be nice to have consumer confidence and consumer sentiment on the same day? Wouldn't that be great before the GDP, before all the news that comes out on Thursday and Friday? What's the point of putting consumer sentiment on Friday? They've been doing that for years. But this is a big beef I have. But this is like they don't really put a lot of thought into the impact of the stock market on their Fed data, which frankly, that's how they should be doing it. But nonetheless, I kind of wish consumer sentiment was right next to consumer confidence so we can see the difference between consumer confidence and consumer sentiment, and if there is one, because that could be a big, because consumer confidence reflects on the past, consumer sentiment reflects on the present. So having these two reports combined or having them next to each other would be amazing. Why does the Fed not do that? I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? But here they are. Somebody was asking me last week, why did they do this here? Why did they do that here? I have no idea, and I have no clue. But this report would be really great if this report came out on Tuesday because it would actually have some impact on the market. Anyway, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Crude oil. Crude oil is right now back in our safety zone. Remember I said if crude oil comes back up here, we don't want to touch energy stock no matter how short or how bearish it is. Now, if energy comes below 69.60, 69.60, we will be shorting energy stocks, and we have a whole bunch of energy stocks on our list, including some Warren Buffett stocks. Right. Exactly. We do compare it on Friday, Kirk. So again, only below the 60, the 70, 69 level. I want to see a breakdown right here. These are great setups. These 90-10 setups are great, but you want to wait for a breakdown. You don't want to do it as the 10 is building to 11, 12, 13, 15-day high. You want to do them as they're coming down. And in this case, you want to wait for it to be below the EMA, which is the A line right here, the 69.50, 69. I would even say 69.50, below 69.50. Okay. So that's the energy market. Be careful right now with the energy market because the energy market does not know what it wants to do with itself right now. And we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 moving averages above us, including but not limited to. Just put this here. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resistance areas ahead of us. So I don't think we're going to go through here, but I want to show you something. You see this trend line? Energies can go all the way up here. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, is he talking about the NASDAQ and the SMH right now, semiconductors, or is he talking about crude oil? Because it looks like to me he's talking about the same thing. Well, guess what? Charts are charts. Remember, semiconductors were going up here, and I said until they break up above here, they're not going to be bullish. They can just come right here and revert back down. Well, guess what? This is our trend line. We still have to go all the way up here to the trend line. And even when we get up here to the trend line, we still have to add insult to injury, the 100-day and the 200-day moving average. Just to show you the example on SMH, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Remember, came down all the way down here. This one didn't break below, but that one did. And then it comes up here, and until it breaks this area, we're still at the trend line. And we'll come back here. We don't even know if we're going to break this level or not. We've been just literally sitting at the trend line. Okay? Thank you, Randy. Good morning to you. By the way, don't forget, customer service live from 10 to 1 p.m. every day. And give Cam a break today because he was moving, and moving is one of the most stressful things that you could be doing. There's just so many moving parts. Gustavo will be around to help you guys out. So again, SMH, not SMH, crude oil. We're still at crude oil. Julian, good morning. Crude oil is still not at the upper trend line, and crude oil has a lot to go till we get bullish. So right now we're in the twilight zone with crude oil. What does that mean, Roger? It means you're going to stay away from crude oil. You're just going to stay away from it till we don't have a clear shot to the upside. Matter of fact, we don't even know if we have any upside till we break this trend line and these two moving averages. And we don't even know if we'll get up there. We got quarterly, annual, 50-day. We got a lot of resistance here. So that's crude oil. Gold market. Gold is doing fantastic. Gold is doing beautiful. Again, China's buying up gold. We don't know if inflation is here to stay. We don't know if chip stocks are going to go down, and we're not seeing a rally in ARK. And the fact that we are not seeing a rally in ARK is very, very disturbing, because ARK, old Kathy Woods, started taking us down a long time before the stock market crashed. And Kathy Woods is going to be the first to take us up. And as you could see here, she's nowhere near taking us up. Look where Kathy Woods topped out, 215.21. Look when SPY topped out. Still topping out. But look when Russell topped out the first time. 11.21 versus she has the most degenerate stocks in the entire universe. See, she topped out almost a year before everybody else did, which means when she starts breaking this line, small caps are going to get exciting. Small caps are going to get exciting, and they're going to start rallying. Is it happening yet? No. Let's look at the Russell, see what Russell is doing. The Russell still can't break out of this area. It's trying to, but it can't. And until that happens, we're going to see upside in GLD, because we still don't know if this is a deflationary period in terms of economy or not. But gold is still moving, and I like gold. And I think till the election's over, till we have the uncertainty, I'm still going to be bullish on the gold market. Volatility. Volatility is still between 15 and 21. It still can't break this level. Volatility needs to break this level. Hey, Dr. Serena, look at that. In 16 minutes. Let's see if we can get 500 today, because I got to get to work today. There's still a lot of fear on the horizon, and even though the S&P is flirting with all-time highs, this market does not feel warm and fuzzy because of the chip stocks. Bond market. Look at the bond market. What has the bond market been doing since the Fed announced their decision? The bond market's been going down. Interest rates peaked out before the announcement, and they've been going up ever since. And we are now at this level where if we break this level, we're going to go back into this consolidation area, and we would begin the downtrend over here, which means the market, not the Fed, the market is starting to go back into inflationary zone. We have to break the 113.5 for that. We're not there yet, and we have a lot of support here. Now, we could just sit here and then break out and start coming back up. So I wouldn't make too much of this till we are in this zone. If we are in this zone, that means the market is not buying what the Fed is selling. Okay? Very, very simple. The market is not buying what the Fed is selling, if that's the case. Okay? So is the bond market going to break into, or is it going to come back up? We'll probably know towards the middle of this week, around the time the GDP and personal income comes out. Do I expect the market to be very, very drifty? No, not at all. Not at all. Why? I'll explain why. Momentum levels. Remember momentum levels? Where were they on Friday? 464. What did I tell you? And what happened on Friday? Cooling off. Monday tends to be a consolidation day, rotation day. We are now at only 208 stocks breaking out. This may end up going back further down. Usually when it hits 450, 500 in that area, it goes to 300, 200, 150, and then it starts coming back up. Also, we have hardly any stocks breaking down. Hardly any. Look at this. 15, 9, 8, 5, 12, 15. Hardly any stocks breaking down, which means we have a one-sided market, and that's not healthy and that's not sustainable. So the first sign that things are not as pretty as they should be is the fact that volatility can't break below this level. Warning number one, volatility can't break 15. Warning number two, the bond market is breaking down, not up after the first announcement in 4 years that the Fed is going to lower rates. Heads up number three, gold is moving higher. Step number four, small cap stocks are not taking the lead over S&P 500. Okay, they're not taking the lead over S&P 500. They still have not been able to get it up. So why am I nervous about the market? Bond market breaking down. Russell still can't get it up, and this is the sector that's supposed to lead once we go to deflationary. Volatility still below 15 and 20. We're coming off extreme overbought levels in the market as of Friday, and sectors are completely shaken up. There's absolutely no rhyme or reason. There's absolutely no, hey, Carlos, yes, steepening of the curve. There's absolutely no rhyme or reason here. For example, technology's here. Communication is here. Consumer discretionary is here. Russell is here. Some defensive stocks are here. Some defensive stocks are here. We have a complete shake and bake. What usually happens when we have a shake and bake? The market cools off and consolidates so that they get back into their typical rotation cycle. You guys have seen a typical rotation cycle where you have the blue chips in one area, where you have chips and tech in another area. But look at this. You've got technology, semiconductor next to healthcare and consumer staples. Makes no sense. You've got communication services and consumer discretionary next to financials, energy. Consumer discretionary actually makes sense next to home builders and Russell, but communication services makes no sense being next to financial and energy. QQQ has absolutely nothing to do with basic materials and utilities. So QQQ should be next to technology. Technology should be next to semiconductors. Semiconductors should be next to QQQ. Where's QQQ? QQQ. They should all be next to each other. Do you guys want me to show you an example of it? Let me show you a month ago if we have it. Semiconductors, technology, consumer discretionary, QQQ retail, speculative, all speculative. Here you start getting into defensive right here. Most of these are speculative all the way down here. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. But right now, and I randomly went 22 days ago. I wasn't trying to find the perfect example. Good morning, Manuel. But you see how right now you got communication services next to financials and energy. You got Bitcoin next to financials, not next to tech. You got technology and semiconductors next to healthcare and consumer staples. God only knows what they're doing there. You got the Dow Jones next to retail and the QQQ. I mean, it's a shake and bake. Markets don't usually go up when you have a shake and bake. They like to be nice. Think about this. Think about it logically. How can the market smoothly go up when you have semiconductors competing with healthcare versus semiconductors moving with technology, consumers, and when all four move together, you'll have a lot more directional bias than when you have everybody, like they're all at each other's, and one will go up, one will go down. So they just create this. And it's Monday today. So do you guys understand? I'm not giving you one factor and saying, okay, guys, we're at this line, the market's going to go up. No. So far, we haven't gotten into technicals, right? We haven't even read today's report yet. But what have I shown you? I've shown you several factors that are telling us that there's a lot of things to worry about. Crude oil is now in the middle of its range. It doesn't know what to do. It's confused. Small caps are not breaking out and making a higher high, even though the Fed has gone deflationary for the first time in 4 years. Heck, they went down on Friday, over 1%. Volatility is still elevated. It has not broken below 15. The 10-year bond is now ready to break the uptrend and had one, two, three, four, five down days after the Fed announced. Thank you, Dr. Serena. After the Fed announced that they were going to cut rates, which is supposed to be like the best thing ever for stocks, right? Um, our 20 ETFs are all over the place, are all over the place. Okay. And I haven't even gotten into technicals yet. Do you see how we're watching a show, we're watching a movie, and all these we're starting to get familiar with the characters and the actors in the movie. So now let's talk about and read that in light of what I showed you this morning. You see how Microsoft got downgraded, General Motors got downgraded, Analog Devices got downgraded, Palantir got downgraded. I mean, excuse me, Intel got upgraded, Microsoft got downgraded. We're all over. We're all over the place. Now, if I saw Intel getting upgraded, ADI and Microchip getting upgraded, Microsoft getting upgraded, I wouldn't be saying what I'm saying to you right now. But this really conforms. This news, which is all over the place, really does conform with the sectors that are all over the place. Volatility, which doesn't know what to do with itself, and a gold market that continues to make higher highs. Look at this. Gold is making higher highs. Energy doesn't know what to do with itself. We're supposed to be entering a bear market on commodities with S&P moving into a deflationary area. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. So there's a lot of things that are iffy right now. Hey, Ivan, good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Is this helpful to you guys? Is this helpful? Is this giving you a perspective? Is this helping you analyze your own information? All right, now let's talk about what happened on Friday, what we're looking at today, and then I'll get into the technicals, okay? Market participants looked ahead to speeches from Fed officials, earnings reports. We only have two major earnings reports this week, Micron and Costco. They're happening Wednesday and Thursday. Micron is a huge, huge proxy for chips. It's not a big market cap, but it's a huge proxy for chips. And Costco is a huge, huge proxy for consumer stocks. So yes, those stocks, especially when there's not a gazillion other earning stocks, could be very, very instrumental in terms of telling us what's going on, okay? Ivan, Don, Dave, Steve, Ricky, and Eric. Good, 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 good. Let's continue. FedEx did not. Oh, FedEx, by the way, is FedEx a good gauge of the economy? Yes. What did FedEx tell us? That they downgraded themselves on Friday. They downgraded themselves. That's not great. See, FedEx is a perfect example. FedEx is just like Micron and Costco. It's a leader in its field. Anytime you have a leader reporting in any sector, all the other stocks look to that, because if the leader can't get it up, then you guys understand. So Costco and Micron are really important stocks, not because of the market cap, because of the influence they have on other related stocks. So FedEx is not. So gold is making a new high. Energy can't rally. Bonds are breaking down. Volatility can't get it down. And I haven't even. Sectors are confused. And momentum levels, well, they're coming off of 400, and today is Monday. Do you see how we're able to put all this together? If I told you all of this 3 months ago, you might have not connected the dots. But now you're like, oh, okay, it's not just one thing he's talking about that's bothering him. It's 8 things that are bothering him. And they're all saying the same thing. It's not like one is bullish for the market, one is bearish for the market, one is bullish. No, they're all telling me the same thing. And I'm not making this up, and I'm not cherry picking. Look, bond market, check mark. Volatility, check mark. Momentum, check mark. News, check mark. Sentiment, check. They're all telling us the same thing, that the markets are very confused right now, that the markets don't know what to do with themselves. And what day is it of the week? Monday. What happens usually Monday? Nothing. Rotational day. So again, you're going to be able to start putting an idea, like a preview of a show. You know, when you see a preview of a show that you've been watching for 2 years, you're kind of like, oh yeah, I see where this is going. Oh, I see where this guy's going. Oh, I see where this. It's the same thing with the market. Don't think it's different. And if you can start analyzing, which is why I spend an hour with you every morning, because I want you to understand that the more we go, the more you could probably now, as I'm talking, say, oh, I know where he's going with this, or I know where he's going with that. That's how you start analyzing the market, not by looking at a stupid chart and saying, "Oh, it's red. We got a red arrow. We're going up today." That's retarded. That's asinine. This is how you analyze markets, okay? It is a lot. It is a lot. It's very chaotic, but but if you do it every day and you're consistent, you can get on it pretty well. On semiconductor slumped more than 5%. Is that good for chip stocks? No. Did we have good news for chip stocks? No. We know the chip stocks have been really driving these markets the last year. So if we can't get a rally in chip stocks, are we going to get a rally in the big market? What did I tell you last 2 weeks? If SMH can't go up here, QQQ can't get up here, S&P can't get up here, no soup for you. Yeah, but now you're getting it. Now you're getting it, Rick. Now you're part of the tribe. Lennar Homes slid 5%. Not good for home builders, not good for chips. What did stocks do on Friday? They went down. Nike climbed 6%. They got a new Elliott returned as president. Keep an eye on Foot Locker and keep your eye on consumer discretionary stocks because Nike is a huge consumer discretionary stocks. Tim, I go through them every single day. What you're seeing me do today, I do every single day. I don't want to give them to you because I go through them every single day. And I promise you, Tim, if you come here 5, 6, 7 days, you will see exactly what I do. Everybody knows exactly what I'm going to talk about next. I'm going to start talking about charts in a few minutes. I do this every day, buddy. I talk about the broad view. I talk about fundamentals. I talk about crude oil, Russell, volatility, 10-year. I put everything together. I give momentum levels, and then I talk about charts. Yeah, every day. And I do it every single day. Okay. So let's continue with this. Intel gained 3%. They're talking about upgrading Qualcomm. Taking over Qualcomm, which would be amazing because Qualcomm is what built up San Diego in the 90s. Yes, San Diego is going to become an Intel town, not a Qualcomm town. All right. Now, this is where we're going to get really, I'm not going to stay deep on this because if you read this, it'll once again contradict everything Powell is doing, and it just makes no sense. Waller stated Friday that favorable inflation data, right? Did you guys see the CPI and the PPI last time? Favorable inflation data. I'm just rather than concerns. Oh, so he's totally focusing. He's now saying forget the labor market. We're going to focus on inflation data. What? Persuaded him to back policymakers' decision to reduce interest rates by 0.5 point. No, it was pressure. It was political pressure. Just be honest, Waller. What got me a little more concerned is inflation is running softer than I thought. He says this after the last CPI and PPI showed that we have not changed at all over the last year. We've had no impact on it at all. Yes, remember the CPI and the PPI that said that we have not made any progress on inflation in over a year? Well, he's saying we are, okay? Waller said in an interview, Waller's noted that he would likely support, oh, yes, of course, at the next two policy meetings. I mean, after all, this 0.5 rate cut sure did a lot for the market, right? It did a whole lot for the market. I mean, it caused interest rates to go higher. But let's go with his song and dance. So far, he's not making any sense whatsoever. In November, December, if the economy evolves as he anticipates, if labor market worsens, or if inflation continues to come softer than everybody's expecting it will, then you can see going at a faster pace. At the same time, Bowman said lowering rates 50 basis points could risk signaling that central banks was declaring a victory over inflation prematurely. Gee, who else thinks that? Right here. The committee's larger policy action could be interpreted as premature declaration of victory, which hasn't happened yet, folks. Bowman stated in a statement, I believe that moving at a measured pace towards a more neutral policy will ensure further progress. Notice, two people are saying completely two different things. Completely two different things. But reality tends to agree, Bowman. You and I were all here together. You're all witnesses. Remember the CPI and the PPI data 2 weeks ago that showed that we have not had any improvements in a year? He's saying that there's improvements, but he's not worried about the labor market. All right. We're now pricing in about a 50-50 cut of a 0.25 or 0.50. At this point, I don't really think it matters. I don't think it matters. The kid got his bike, and we're now in a deflationary cycle. Jerome Powell is going to be talking this week. All the Feds are going to be talking. You've got Micron and Costco reporting. The other companies I couldn't care less about. Maybe AutoZone, but that's about it. ACN and BB, nobody cares about. You got global manufacturing data coming out today. I don't think that's going to be big. I think the big news is going to be the new home sales, consumer confidence, GDP not as big as it usually is because this is a revision, and personal income. This is going to be the big report of the week. Okay? Yes, you can all rewind this video and watch it in real time. You can rewind it. It's like on demand. You can watch it in real time. Yes, you could watch it, record it, all that stuff. Don't forget, Customer Service Live, Cam and Gustavo show from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I'll be in the VIP room today at noon. I don't know why this says 11 a.m. It's going to be noon. At noon Eastern here. There we go. Noon Eastern time today. Yeah, it said 11 for some reason. I'm going to be there at noon. Monday went through Wednesday noon, Thursday, Friday at 11 a.m. So Europe is down just a hair, not really doing much, which kind of confirms what I'm thinking here. Just not really here or there, or very choppy or maybe a little downside, but not a lot of upside, not a lot of directional bias today. It's Monday. Monday, we just don't get a lot of directional bias. China closed higher as sentiment was lifted by expectations that the country might intensify efforts to stimulate growth, which they desperately need. Software and bank stocks led the gains on Monday. China's central bank cut short-term policy rates and pumped more liquidity into the market. That's going to help U.S. and that's going to help Chinese stocks. Japan is closed today. They have the autumn holiday, so we're not going to see anything there. I already mentioned to you guys, Scampy, I got a lot more to talk about. I got charts to talk about. I haven't even gotten to levels yet. Intel got upgraded. This is going to give chip stocks a little boost. This is going to take the air out of those chip stocks that are getting a boost. So this is bullish. This is bearish. Microsoft, bearish. This is one of the biggest companies in the world. General Motors has impact on auto stocks, which could potentially include Tesla. Yes, it is being correlated by auto stocks. Dr. Pepper, this is consumer staples, which only tells us that consumer staples may be strong today. Tech. So you got Palantir downgrade, and you got Microsoft downgrade, and you got ADI and MCHP downgrade. You could see where I'm going with this. The only thing that's going to save the day is Intel. And Intel has not been that bullish. So again, it's going to be a two-sided market, and futures this is random. 23 on the Dow, 50 on the Nasdaq. This is like equivalent to the Dow being up 100 points. It's not really anything here nor there. We're also going to gap up today. Gap up is the weakest place to be for market, because if you're looking for longs, you're not going to really see what's strong, what's not. So we want to wait for a pullback. Already talked about momentum levels. Everything is screwed up right now. The 90-day score is not 464. It's now only 208. Usually when it comes up over 400, it starts going down. Exactly, Francis. Now, let's talk about charts. Charts. S&P made an all-time high last week, but Friday and today, it's having issues with it. I need to see this level broken up higher. So far, we have not seen that. I would like to see it breaking up. Otherwise, we're going to consolidate here near the 8-day EMA for the foreseeable future. QQQ. QQQ is finally above all these moving averages and above this trend line. I hope it stays that way. If it stays there, it has to overcome this level right here. That level is 485. If it doesn't overcome 485, it'll come right back down here and start flirting with this trend line, which is the major trend line that it needed to break. I'm very, very skeptical that this is a real breakout. Let me show you why. I'm very skeptical that this is a real breakout, because 50% or 40% of QQQ is SMH. And you could see that SMH is right here. SMH never broke through that moving average. And that moving average happens to be right at the 50-day moving average. And there's a 100-day above us. Look at where we're at right now. Okay. So I don't either, Rick. If this does not, now again, I'm going to use my simple folk approach. This is the quarter to date VWAP. This is the 50-day moving average, and this is the major trend line. If listen and listen good. If SMH starts breaking down and coming back into this fold right here and it's holding on to in it's holding on to the break of this trend line by a hair, and it has a quarter to date VWAP immediately above it right here, immediately above it, and then you have the 100-day moving average immediately above it. So you literally, so you have two resistance levels immediately above where we're at right now, and we're basically just holding on to this area. Now, I'm going to predict the future for you. If this can't get it up, if this does not break out, then how in the world can QQQ, if NVIDIA can't break out, NVIDIA is the biggest stock in SMH. If NVIDIA, Intel, and all those stocks can't break out, then how the hell can this go higher? It could if software stocks miraculously start doing amazingly well, which is possible. But notice how this is just sitting here while SMH is at a slope like this doing the same thing. I'm going to make a prediction, and this prediction is going to have an accuracy rate of 99.9%. If this baby here, if SMH can't break above this level, which is 252, how in the hell is QQQ going to continue going higher? And if the QQQ can't continue going higher, then how can the SPY continue going higher? By the way, everything that I just said to you, I said a week ago, and I haven't changed a word of it. Remember, if this can't get it up, then this can't get it up. If this can't get it up, then this can't get it up. Is there anything that I've said here that's new to anybody who's been following me for more than 10 days? I just want to make sure. And the Dow has nothing to do with it because it doesn't have any chip stocks, which is why it's doing this. Ooh, look at me doing this. I'm flying. See, the Dow doesn't have that holding us back, so the Dow can easily fly and fly and fly away. Okay? Dow doesn't have those impediments, doesn't have those chips. I did, Rick. I did. See, Frankie can say, I could say it myself now. Yep. Hierarchy is spot on. Robert says, yep, the same. Yeah. Yeah. Same. Karen says the same. Same and consistent as that. Exactly. See, you can't say I'm telling you anything. So why are you telling us this if you haven't said anything new? Because it's been playing out the way I've been saying. It's been playing out exactly that way. What did I say to you 2 weeks ago and 3 weeks? Actually, 3 weeks ago, I said to you, if SMH can't break above this trend line, then nothing is good is going to happen with the market. See, Scampy thought it was a rerun. Nope. But look, we haven't been able to break out. And look at SMA and look at QQQ. You see how they're all dependent on each other? And if you want me to show you the same story with a different asset, I could do it too. Look, XLK. Well, let's bring another relative into this show we're watching. Let's bring another family relative into the show we're watching. XLK. Okay, forget chips. Look, broke up here, can't get above this trend line. Can't get above this trend line. Look at the gap. Needs to come up here. Look at these three. Up, down, and here we are today. Okay? How can QQQ is 70% XLK. How can the QQQ make a higher high if XLK can't make a higher high? And how can XLK make a higher high if Microsoft got downgraded today, NVIDIA is below the key moving average, and Apple is not at new highs? See, I'm showing you the same story Bringing in another person into the fold, story doesn't change. XLK has to. So if you don't like SMH, you could look at XLK and you can wait for it to break this level. But until this breaks, the 226.50 level, no soup for you. Good Eagle Beagle. It also shows that we're very consistent, does it? Doesn't it? We're very, very consistent. Oops, sorry about that. Look at my cat Mia this morning, sitting at my wife's desk. Won't let her write anything. So cute. That's a few minutes ago. Okay. So you guys have the daily levels, you guys understand. And also, when you take that into account, when you look at these charts, when you look at XLK and the fact that it can't break up here, and then you look at the sectors, and you look at the sectors over the last 5 days, and you can see, is SMH leading at least? Is it rallying? Oh, it's right here. So that also confirms what Roger is saying. We're all over the place here. It's like shake and bake. And what happens when it's all over the place? You don't have any concentrated movement. You have one soldier going up, one soldier going down. See, look, con- technologies is moving up, is moving down. Chip stocks are moving down. Communications moving up. Meta is moving up. Intel's moving down. It creates this. You want everything moving together. Oh yeah, CC. Clyde is on the ball this morning. Clyde's been working since 5 a.m. All right, let's do intraday levels now. Intraday levels. And again, folks, remember it's Monday. She's helping her trade gold. My wife loves to trade gold. She's a big gold trader, just so you guys know. Yeah, she likes to trade gold. And Mia loves shiny objects. This is important today. These levels are important today for obvious reasons because if we can't get past intraday levels. So here's that long, big trend line, right? We're looking at hourly data, but see this line right here, this trend line? That's the same trend line, but we're now going back to 1 hour. If this trend line breaks this right here, 235, we're going to come back down here. So the level in SMH you want to pay attention today is 235, and on the upside, 243. 235 and 243, 244. On the SPY, the levels you want to watch today. SIG, what is SIG, Curious Cat? Sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. Good for you, Karen. 265, 265. S&P, what are the levels? See how we're right in the middle of there, S&P? That level is 570, 565, 570, 565. And all the way above that is 572. You'll know if we're above that level. 572, 573, 569.50, 566. Jewelers, no, Signet Jewelers. No, she doesn't learn a lot about this movie, and I'm having one of my best months without tech. Good, Rick. Good. So glad to hear that. Good. Yes, good jewelry stock. Definitely a good jewelry stock. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. QQQ, and these are in real time, by the way. QQQ, we got to break this level. That level is right around 486.11, and on the downside, it's near 480. Yeah, like right here, 479, 480, somewhere around here. I'll just bring it down a little bit right here. 480, say, and here 485.90. The Dow Jones, not really focused on the Dow. I think the Dow's kind of do its own thing. Upside 422 and downside we got this level right here. 420, 420, 422. And then in the next level is 418. I'll draw this here. Okay. There you go. Hey R, how are you? And let's do IWM. I think you guys could see where that level is. We're like at that level right now. Just bring it down a little. 221.60 and 225.29. Okay. Those are the major levels. Okay. Let's go through our stocks and I'll have plenty of time to I'll tell you what, today in the VIP room, which is happening at noon, I'm going to go through every FANG stock. I think it's a good time to do it. I think it's a great time to do it today. I'll do a technical analysis of every FANG stock and I'll do a technical analysis of the 20 sectors. I think it's a good time to do that in the VIP room today at noon. I think it's going to be a perfect time to do that. And again, remember, folks, today's Mondays. A lot of folks think Roger's hot and heavy on Monday. No, my hot and heaviness usually starts Monday afternoons. I usually get really interested in the market around 2 o'clock on Mondays, 3 o'clock on Mondays. Now, if something comes up, I'll take it. But usually my big days are Tuesday through Thursdays. Okay, just so you know. And Fridays depends on the Friday, but usually my big days are Tuesdays through Thursdays, and Mondays usually, hey, what's cooking up? Or I treat Mondays like Fridays. For me, today is like a Friday for you guys. Today's like a casual day for me. Today's a very low impact. I hang out, like I wear shorts. Like today's like a chilling day for me. Okay. So I'm talking about the market. I'm not talking about how I behave, but like the market drives me. So on Tuesday for me is like a Monday, and Monday for me is like a Friday. Friday for me is like a Thursday. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes some sense. Don't forget Customer Service Live, Cam and Gustavo show from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Give Cam a break. He's moving. Moving is very stressful. He may not be himself today, so give him a break. All right, let's talk about stocks that I like. And again, there's another fact that I've kind of mentioned it briefly. Over the last 2 weeks, we've had a historic low level of breakdowns, which means it's time for the market. Look at this. I'm just keep your eye on this number. 8, 5, 12, 15, 26. This is September 12th. This is 2 weeks ago. 48. See that? We haven't had numbers like that in 2 weeks. So ever since September 12th, look, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. So 7 trading days. That's a week and a half. This number has not gone up about above 15. It really is time for us to have a two-sided market, folks. Markets can't just go straight up. Okay. I don't have a link for the Cam and Gustavo show. There's a link in the members area of any program you have on top in red. It says Customer Service Live, Cam and Gustavo show. Hey, Eric. Okay, so you guys know how I feel about the market. Let's look at stocks that are on our list. Okay, Boeing. Not the first time I'm mentioning this stock. Moderna. Not the first time I'm mentioning this stock. Uh, KSPI might be the first time I'm actually mentioning this stock. It's an ADR. Be careful, but keep an eye on the stock. I don't know much about it, KSPI, but keep an eye on the stock. It's breaking down. Simo. Jen says, I don't understand two-sided market. Great question, just Jen. It means markets like this. It means there's some bullish plays and then there's some bearish plays. Last Thursday was a one-sided market. Last Thursday was a bull market where everything just goes up and you can't find anything to the short side. A two-sided market is a market that gives you opportunities to the short side and to the upside. And it's a market where you have some movement to the downside and some movement to the upside. Okay? Oh, my pleasure, Robert. Jen, good question. That's a two-sided market. Basically, a market where you've got plenty of opportunities to the upside and downside. Let me show you something, Jen. Let me show you something. This is last week raw breakout score to the upside versus downside. Friday, we had 208 stocks breaking down, up, I mean, and 15 stocks breaking up. Thursday, we had 464 stocks breaking higher and 9 stocks breaking down. 464 versus 9. That's a one-sided market. If you see 144 to 200, 200 to 300, 100 to 55, that's a two-sided market. I think looking at this, I think it clarifies it for you pretty good. 464 making a 90-day high and 9 stocks making a 9-day low on Thursday. On Friday, that number was 15, and today, and 208 versus 15. It's a one-sided market. Used to be Fridays. Fridays are pretty good day, Francis, actually. I got to tell you, Fridays are not bad days, especially the first half of the day. You can find some good movement because you have follow through from Thursday, and Thursday usually have news. So Friday mornings are actually not bad days, where Mondays, I tend to start looking at Mondays towards the end of the day. I like exactly just like very one-sided. Whereas on Fridays, you have that follow through from Thursday in the morning. So I don't agree with that, but yeah, a lot of folks would agree with what you're saying, generally speaking. The sweet spot, folks, is Tuesday through Thursday. Simo, breaking down. EA, this one is new on our list. Be careful. We have a huge amount of support here. A huge amount. We have 2 VWAPs and the 200-day line. So you want to wait for this to break down. Don't do anything with EA. SWKS. Scratch EA from your list. SWKS, Humana. Humana's been looking great for a while now. Oh, that's great, Rick. Look at Humana, downside, and look at EL. Raw includes ETFs. The regular one does not. I did not know how to do it without including ETFs till Brian taught me, and so I just have them both, so I can use that number, the raw number. EL looks so bearish. Stock looks nasty. And by the way, we've had it on our list probably 100 times, if I had to guess. And I'm pretty sure you guys who watch me every day would agree with me. This is not the first time I'm giving you Estee Lauder. Okay, let's talk about upside. Let me give you some potential A-lines. Are you guys getting value out of this? Potential A-line pullback, 3 days down, and then start coming back up. I would wait for this to trade above 241.47. Another one, HIG. I like this one a lot. I would just wait for a little bit more upside. Let me... Okay. All right. Insurance stocks looked really good last week. Yeah, HIG looks really good here. AEE looks good. That's a utility stock. If interest rates go down, that's good for utilities. People are going to be buying up utilities. AEE and SRE, they're both in the same ballpark, so don't buy both of them. Good, Sylvain. Good. Nice A-line stock right here. This one is not as overextended as AEE. Both look good. Don't do them both, please. Now, regular stocks, not A-line stocks, regular stocks. Look at that. We got almost 500 in here. SEC Limited, great stock, great stock. Comerica, one of my favorite banks. You know who's the one of the biggest clients, non-business clients of this bank? Arnie Schwarzenegger. He likes Comerica Bank. That's his bank in Los Angeles. Be careful. We're right at the year to date VWAP on Nike. We got to break above this level. If we don't break above this level, we're just going to come right back down. VRT. Please respect the levels that I'm giving you. Nice breakout above this level here. Nice breakout on VRT. 4. This is a payment processor. They usually do pretty good with interest rates going down. Sienna, healthcare stocks. I wouldn't be surprised if defensive stocks started rallying once again. Be careful, it's a little overextended, but I sure like the stock. Sienna, Bank of Mellon. Yep, MNSO down 2 in pre-market. That's a crappy stock, MNSO. That's a stock you want to short. BK, MMM, Triple M. Beautiful stock. IoT. I started giving you this stock last week when it was like right up here. You all remember that? IoT. SHU. CHRW. I got a couple more for you. Beautiful stock. Beautiful stock. BSX. I got to say, we got some beautiful stocks today. Beautiful charts. And lately, I've been getting stocks from you guys. You've been sending me beautiful charts. I love when you send me beautiful charts. BSX looks beautiful. Planet looks beautiful. And one stock that's now starting to come up on my list, which is positive for the market, is Expedia. That's very positive for the market, especially this time of year. Okay. Now, MNSO. I think I gave you this stock as a free stock for a free stock last week. I gave you this stock as a free stock when I gave a class last week. Do you guys remember? I remember giving you this stock, and the stock went against us, and I got 2 people telling me that my shorts suck. Well, the stock is here right now. Yeah, yeah. Do you remember that, Carlos? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I remember giving you this stock, and people were talking smack to me to the long side, and people were saying smack to me too. I did. I did. I did. I haven't looked at 5 lately. I'll take a quick look and then I got to get out of here. I got to go to work. I got to get some work done, folks. Oh, this is bouncing beautifully off the quarter VWAP. Oops. No, it's not. Hold on. I got to change this. It's bouncing off the 100-day EMA and it's about to break the A line. When it goes right here about 90, ba-boom. Look at the long-term trend on this baby. Why on earth would you want to buy this stock long? This stock isn't a buy till it gets all the way up here. Look at all these levels it has to 200-day, year-to-day VWAP, 100-day moving average. It's going to be very hard in this type of market for this stock to break higher. I would say it's going to break lower. Yes, David. Yes. Good. Good. All right, folks, here's my email address. If you guys want to send me some nasty letters telling me how I don't know how to pick stocks or anything like that, or if you want to send me good stuff. Nice. Very nice. Beautiful. All right. Yeah, I got to get some work done. Caterpillar. Let's look at Caterpillar real quick. I do got to get out of here. Caterpillar is bullish. It's not bearish. Uh, this is a bullish stock. I gave the stock as a bullish stock, not a bearish stock. I don't think I gave it as an official trade, but I might have given it as a bonus. If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to email me at roger@rogerscott.com, and I will see you guys in the VIP room at noon. And don't forget, Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show. And you guys are free to email me anytime, okay? All right. Bye, guys. I'll see you last week. Have a great day. Yeah, I don't think we have an open position on Cat. I think we closed it last week. Bye, everyone. Have a great day. Reach out to me with any questions. Love you all. Thank you for being here. And remember, it's Monday. Mondays could be very finicky.